And welcome back, everyone, to the latest episode of the Hidden Shrine, where our party of not quite sure continue their journey through the ancient ruins of the Shrine of Tamoachan. In the last episode, after dealing with a couple of swarms of bats in like a single use of a spell or channel divinity, I think it was from T. The party continued on, managed to pick up or find a cool silver pyramid. Did you pick up the cool silver pyramid?
I did take it.
Yeah. And followed a slimy trail where they met the Lord of Snails, who they quickly beat into submission. He then helped them across a moat in a swampy room and led them to a door where they would have got washed away, but they were smart enough not to get washed away. The party then continued onwards, following the sound of singing, where they faced a Nereid and their giant lightning eel companion, but they were swiftly dealt with, mostly due to being getting off a stun, I believe, that just sort of turned the tide instantly. As the party defeated this, in its death throes, the giant lightning eel flashed about, revealing some shiny material at the bottom of the lake pond.
Could I send my creature to retrieve it?
I would assume so.
Yes, I will do so then.
So creature doesn't need to breathe, so it would probably get down there easily enough. When it returns, it is carrying. Well, it has to make a couple of trips. So there are 6 golden statuettes, a golden mask, 2 crystal scroll cases, though it appears that whatever was inside has been destroyed, a silver idol, and a pair of gloves. These gloves seem none the worse for wear.
If I ritual cast detect magic? No, I don't have
Yes.
to. Don't. No, I don't think I do.
Yeah.
Someone.
And just to remove, I think, the issue that was. To be honest, you got that, haven't you? Yeah. So Grendel can potentially ritual cast Identify on these gloves. If they wish.
Yeah.
And whilst that is happening, let's do this. Someone can roll me a d10.
Dibs.
Okay.
3.
3, you say? 3. Well, that's an okay. And now someone else can roll me 2d4. Okay. As with a strange scuttling sound through cracks in the walls, you are accosted by a group of creatures that happen to look like these. I imagine that's these sort of on the walls and ceilings, because I think you got 6. 6 of them. And so one comes out right next to you, like there. Okay, just for bit of extra visual, this is what the party see.
Bugs.
And they seem to be instantly going on the offensive. They're clattering and chittering at the treasure. So we're immediately going to go into what is often known as initiative.
Okay.
As soon as I've added you all to the initiative order. Oh.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my uncanny metabolism. Gonna give me back all my focus points.
Okay.
I'm gonna get 11 hit points and now I roll for initiative.
Your creature goes on your turn, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes, I'll just remove from initiative for now. Okay. So, speaking of you, as the battle begins and Grendel is working on this ritual, you're up first, Morrigan.
Of course. Yeah, I just will pull out my heavy crossbow.
Yep. As I say, these beetles are glowing slightly. But yeah, with that, you instantly pop one of them. They explode in a little phosphorus flare.
Interesting. And then my creature will move forward and
Yep, that one also goes pop. And your creature has now got some bioluminescent goo on its fingers, but so its hand is glowing slightly.
Okay.
But now your turn?
Yep.
Grendel, or is Grendel just going to focus on the identify and leave the combat to the others?
Yeah, he'll focus on the identification. He sort of just chitters and knoll to Morrigan, and Morrigan just sort of nods.
Okay, this one clambers across the ceiling and will drop down next to T and give T a tiny little nibble. Nom nom nom. For 1 whole point of damage. Anything you'd like to do in response to that, T, or you good? One will crawl and give the creature a bite. Squeak. At least effective hitting things, Bill. These bugs have come to bother you.
I'm sorry, bugs. First bug. Oh no, I'm so sorry, bug.
That bug got obliterated.
Second
There's a
bug.
fine phosphorant mist that covers T's face. Second one also goes pop.
I'm so sorry, bugs.
Morgan does seem to like a little unhappy at having to fight bugs.
That's 3 dead. Anything else, or are you good?
Nah, I'm chilling.
Okay, this one will climb along the wall. They do not seem very intelligent bugs. So, attempt to bite Morrigan. It fails to bite Morrigan. T.
Right, okay. I'm going to step here and see if we. Oh. Nope.
Bug survives. Is that your turn? Or you got anything
Yeah.
else?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay, Morrigan. This bug tried to bite through your coat, but was unable to do so.
Yeah, I will just sort of I will reach forward and just sort of bring down just a slice of my razor wire. Forgot to target him. But
Yeah, he's obliterated. And with that, you quickly bring this rather uneventful combat to an end.
you see Morgan like picking up the bug pieces off the ground and just sort of like a little unhappy about it.
Yeah. And you all take, because of the residual mist, you all take 3 acid damage, which I believe might be still halved.
Halved because of Plague Doctor.
Yep, so 1 acid damage.
Ouch.
Ow! My one temporary hit point, no.
Yep. But about 10 minutes later, Grendel will have identified these gloves as gloves of missile snaring.
Oh.
I think I can already do that.
Yep. They will also have noted in their observances that within the idol, it actually appears to be a potion bottle, much like one of the others that you found earlier. They're not sure what the potion is, but there appears to be an eyeball in it.
Oh. Yeah, Morgan will throw that in his pack alongside the... if any of the statues are too heavy, just let me know, but he likely just sort of...
Yeah, so I
split
will...
those things between him, the creature, and Grendel in a way that distributes weight.
Yeah. So 6 golden statuettes, a golden mask, 2 crystal scroll cases, which, whilst empty, look like they could be quite valuable. And who would like the gloves?
Morgan will look at the other, look at T and go, I believe I took claim to the last thing. Would you like these?
If they're no use to you, then yes.
They would be of use, but I believe they'd be of use to anyone here.
I would definitely find those useful.
I'll put them on your sheet then. Have some... Don't actually drag onto your sheet when I told it to. No, I didn't. Drag onto the sheet when I tell you to. I use the normal drag. So, yeah, so these are an attunement item. If you're hit with a ranged or thrown weapon while wearing these gloves, you can use your reaction to reduce that damage by a d10 plus your dex if you have a free hand. If you reduce it to 0, you can catch that item.
Nice.
And as for the potion...
You can put the potion on my sheet. For now.
Exit internet. I know there's a way to unidentify items, I'm just not seeing it on here now. It's really in here. Meh. Whatever. It's done.
I'll say Morgan and Grendel don't move close together. I'm just having them follow my token for the sake of ease currently.
Yeah.
Well, are you all currently all right? Any injuries?
I've seen worse. I'll live.
Infections?
Just a scrape. Nothing to be worried about.
You had mentioned that the bugs released like a powder when we were.
Yeah, it was like a bioluminescent glow. Yeah.
Can I wash that off?
Yeah.
Did I
Easily
gather
enough.
it?
Yeah, you can. It gathering it up potentially, maybe in one of the empty crystal scroll cases.
Yeah.
I assume you put the loot on your sheet.
Yeah, I put
the
2
sheets.
scroll cases, 6 golden statuettes. They're on Grendel's sheet.
And the golden mask.
And the gold mask. I missed that one, so I'll put that.
Yep. Golden mask looks the most valuable of the items by itself. But yeah. You can gather some of that up in the crystal scroll case, and it's almost like a glow stick. Due to the critical hit striking one of them, you did get splattered with quite a bit of it. But I don't know if you want to wash that off, or if you're happy
sure,
just being covered in glow like a rave paint, like a rave show.
Yeah, just rinse myself off.
Okay.
It's like the first time my son tried finger painting all over again.
Yep. So now being on this side of the door, you can actually see this sort of like rivery-like thing flowing towards the door, and it almost looks like that's probably what caused the silt build-up at the bottom of that staircase. And there is a way forward across the water.
Any of you unable to swim?
I'm a good swimmer.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, you're able to move across without much difficulty towards a pair of large bronze doors.
Yeah, Morgan will brace and move with Bill so that we could open the doors together at the sort of ready in case there's something on the other side.
Yes. The only thing you see is something written on the wall in Ullman, but it looks like it was carved there crudely, almost like graffiti.
I can do comprehend languages as a...
Yeah, I mean, we can say you probably noticed that whilst you were doing the identify, so you would have noticed this and then been doing that at the same time, or very similarly timed. And it simply says Dasa, Zotz, and Chak were here.
Ah. Okay. I look at Bill and go, horrible curses.
Horrible.
Yes, you can open these doors. It seems that this pool has overflowed and is filling this chamber. Not enough to make so you're having to wade or anything, but it's very, very slippery to the point that... No, actually, it's 3 foot deep. And the bottom is very slippery. To the point it is double difficult terrain with every foot taking 3 foot.
Ew.
Which is weird because swimming only halves your movement, but somehow this is that bad.
So what you're saying is, like, picking our feet up and swimming in the 3 foot water is more efficient for our movement.
I think it might be, but it does start to get shallower as you get on. It's just like near this end is deeper.
It's like wading in the kiddie pool. Like,
Yeah.
You just see the top of T's head.
Yeah.
Morrigan will look over at T, and you see sort of a soft like finger like you come over here, and he will let you basically like hop on either his or the creature's back.
That's very sweet of you. Thank you, dear. And she will take advantage of that.
Yep. So you're able to proceed down this corridor without much difficulty. It's slow going, but no real dangers. Those bugs had come at you now. You probably still would have destroyed them. They don't have any ranged options, so.
I almost imagine Bill
Yeah.
running in water. Being a monk. But like a water spider.
Yeah. As you get to the water becomes shallower to the east because the top of this map is east, and that still throws me. After the corridor turns north, a set of stairs rise up out of the dampness, and the path ends at a set of bronze doors. The doors have keyholes.
I will say, Morrigan, Grendel, and the creature will move across this hall one by one rather than because
Yeah.
the other trap was directed by how many people, and Grendel got stuck in a wall by the auto movement.
Yeah.
Can I tell if these are locked?
Give me an investigation check.
Of course.
These doors are not locked.
Stand back and let the creature do it.
Yep, you're able to open the doors, and on the other side, you're in another corridor. The hallway is 20 foot wide and has piles of rubble and debris scattered along its length. The walls are covered with frescoes. The south wall displays scenes of a battle between natives and invaders. The north wall depicts people questing for a new land. Their experiences during the journey include crossing treacherous mountains, sailing over storm-tossed seas, and receiving the guidance of the gods in their battle to keep their homeland free from invasions. In the center of the wall is a painting of a pyramid with a temple atop it and the sun shining over the land. Double bronze doors stand in the eastern end of the south wall, which is where you've... My God. You just come here. Yeah, which is where you've just come from. Had to... That's really good. Still throwing me.
The pyramid, the same pyramid I'm carrying, the little silver...
It looks similar in design, yes. The corridor seems to continue on down west. Like, ignore the fact that this appears to be a dead end, because it does not appear that way to you as characters.
I'm just curious about these frescoes, because is there anything
Yep.
of note about them? Is there, like...
Um,
The last frescoes we saw were the... like the bamboo reeds, and that led to the log trap.
hmm. Um, you think, I would say there's basically exactly what I described. You can give me a perception check to see if you get any additional information, or can reveal any, hidden details that you hadn't immediately noticed.
Sure. If Morgan and Grendel are working together, can I have advantage?
Sure. Bill notices nothing.
Okay.
But yeah, so you notice upon close inspection that the portion of the work that depicts the sun is separate from the rest, and looks like it can be pushed inwards.
Is that higher than me? Where would that be? On this wall. Big wall.
It will be here.
Okay. I'll move there.
So the sun is probably about, because you're quite a tall boy, is probably about head height.
Oh.
Huh?
What? Oh.
Ignore my giant compass. That's just me giving myself something as a reference, because I'm getting fed up of forgetting which way is which in this darn map. But the really annoying thing is that it's black text.
Miss T and Bill. It would seem that there is some sort of depression that can be made here.
If you want to talk, I'm here for you.
No, might be another puzzle, or a trap, or another path.
Where are we looking?
It's like on the wall right here. It's like a fresco?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could I try pushing it?
Yes, you can.
I'll have the creature do it. I'll step back and make the creature do it.
Yep. So, as you push it inwards, it's revealed a hidden door.
Interesting.
Now there is still further south in this room, should you wish, or further west in this room, should you wish to explore it. Seemingly going into shadows.
Mazes, do you guys always go right or left?
Personally, always go left.
It seems Bill has decided. Morgan, as soon as Bill walks in, Morgan will follow Bill.
Okay, so, sorry, just... Wait. So as the door swings open, you would see on the other side of the door, so you would see a bas-relief sculpture of a warrior armed with a spear and shield. The shield, which resembles a sundial, complete with markers. This is really confusing. Yeah, and you can, resembling a sundial, complete with markers standing out from the wall. Etched on the shield surface are runes in Alman script.
With comprehend languages, does it have anything of note?
Turn back. But it looks like by interacting with this sundial, that's how the door would be closed and opened from this side.
Oh, that gives a warning from this side not to go further in?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll look down at T and Bill and go, if my assessment of these markings are correct, then I think that this might be the way out. It's telling people not to go deeper.
Telling people not to go deep. Well, do we want to get out or do we want to go deeper?
Well, considering we fell into the hole, I think we want to get out of here.
Yep. So I will give you a bit of information about this room. This corridor is high-ceiling and decorated with sculptures mounted on the walls. 2 corridors branch off from the main hall, a narrow one to the east, and another to the west. The statue that adorns the walls consists of 4 sculpted animals. Each one is 6 feet above the floor and 2 to 3 feet in diameter. Opposite the passage that leads east is the stylized head of a coyote. And across from the hallway going west, so this one is a bear. Near the south end of the tunnel, which is where you are, is a bison. And here appears to be an eagle, with its beak open and something shining within the eagle's mouth.
I would show the artwork.
I need to have the artwork for this. Like this.
Interesting.
Yep. What else do you see?
Is it like a bangle?
It does look similar to a bangle, yes. And with your vision, Morrigan, and anyone else who has similar vision with the light, you can also see at the very end of the corridor, you can see what appear to be human figures floating above the floor.
Oh. Just like 2 people floating?
Seemingly, yeah.
Do you wanna talk to them? I'll say to Morgan.
You know me, I'd much rather be doing some cat stabbing than talking. I presume that it's in your head with your, like, telepathy.
Yes. And so I noticed that the bird has a gold coin in its mouth. The other statues have a gold coin.
No, the bird has what looks like a large gold bracelet of some kind. The others do not appear to have open mouths.
Would you like to
And-
borrow my crowbar?
Before you boys start touching things that look like they could potentially do some damage, I'm gonna sort of step into the room
Of course.
and I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay, casting Detect Magic. Are you ritually casting or using a spell slot?
Do I have 10 minutes?
That's up to you. Do you have 10 minutes? I mean, it will get you
I'm-
close to the next amount of acid damage, but
I'm just gonna use the spell slot, it's fine.
okay, cast the spell.
Whoop.
To get the animation. So this one's the eagle, so you will need to get closer, but you're not picking up any magic from where you are, I guess, except perhaps a residual magic from like the mist.
Okay.
Or gonna like peek their head down and like look down this.
Yeah, so on occasion, as you're looking down there, you see flickers of a faint glow.
Okay, I will. Since we're continuing towards this bangle, I'm not gonna turn down a random hallway.
Okay. Are you also continuing on T to get close to the eagle?
Yeah, if that's where everyone's heading, I just want to make sure it's safe for them before they touch anything.
Okay, Morrigan, you've reached that point, so
Again, these three are not moving together. It's just
yeah,
for the
I know.
sake. Yep.
But the figures on the shelf up ahead begin
Okay.
to hop down.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're going into initiative again.
Sure. I'll spread these out more. Correct.
Whoa,
God damn.
that is a lot.
How many?
You'll find out. Okay, just need your initiative roll, T.
Yeah, sorry, my foundry's slow because of all the people.
Yeah, there's a fair few.
Come on. There we go. Yeah.
Okay, Grendel is up first this time.
Okie dokie. Sorry, this is not a. I don't know his spellbook, so I'm trying to.
No worries. No worries, I don't expect you to be an expert at playing other people's characters. Particularly spellcasters. If he was a fighter, I'd just be like, what are you doing? I mean, technically he is, but you know what I mean.
Just do this.
What are you doing? Chill touch on the zombie. They take the blow. And Chill Touch is the one that prevents healing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Right. And that's all Grendel's doing?
We'll move up, I'm sure.
I shall move the zombie number 1. In shambling its way down. Do I have? Actually, no, that's as far as they can get. Yeah, actually there. Do I have them dash? No, not yet. Bill, you're up.
All right, Bill will go ahead, standing with Morrigan to sort of create a barrier between the zombies and our allies. And then go ahead and target this one, and you see his little arms unfurl, and as they unfurl, darts come out.
Ooh.
Disadvantage.
Yep.
It's because you're a little far for darts.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Also, roll because darts are a monk weapon and you're level 5. Roll me an extra d4.
Oh yeah.
And I'll update that so
I would
future.
I would take a step forward so this next one does not have disadvantage.
Yep. Yeah, okay. Wait, that should have added your dex, didn't add your dex. Which means that one does get splatted, so it will roll its undead fortitude.
Every time I run zombies as a DM, I always forget this.
5 plus the damage taken. Yeah, that's DC is 5 plus the damage taken, so that'd be 5. What's your dex? Your dex is
4, so it would have been
9 plus 5, so 14. Yeah. Yep. So this one is still standing. Again, let me just adjust your darts properly because that's going to bug me. Yeah, it should be there. And you're not striking, assuming it's just doing what it should be, but how the hell is your monk one? Oh, yep, it's doing it like that. Yeah. Yep. Anything else?
Okay. So as a monk, I have patient defense.
Yes, you do.
I can. So I can't dodge as a bonus action unless I spend a key point, but I can disengage as a bonus action for free.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, correct. And you can always bonus action dash.
Alright.
For free.
Patient defense. Bonus
Yeah,
action.
see. You're dodging.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's quite a piece.
And then I'll stand in front of Morrigan.
Right, which then brings us to Morrigan's turn.
Yes, Morrigan will sort of reach into their coat and pull out what appears to be a sort of a metal device. As they look inside it, you see them sort of flick a small little glass screen on it, and then they will just into this hallway throw a web.
A web?
Oh
no.
Damage. I don't know why web dealt damage.
Why did web do damage?
Oh, with the fire damage, it counted fire damage for some reason, but yeah. I am trying to
I'm
in-web
do
this
that.
entire hallway.
I'll undo that damage because.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
And anything that will try to move into that area to try to come get us will have to roll against being restrained. And they're
Yep.
zombies, so they are smart.
Nope.
And like it just sort of like almost semi-silently, you just see the thing like blow up, and that's a viscous, like a white fluid attached to all the walls. It's definitely not like a spider's web. It seems to be made of something else. And that is my turn.
Oh, we can answer that. Good. Not why we've done that, but Alright, okay, so one of these zombies that is in the web, which failed its save.
Yep. Then it is restrained.
And it's an action to break out, right? The web.
So, or starts its turn there, must succeed a dex save or have the restrained condition while in the webs or until it breaks free. A restrained creature can take an action to make a athletics check against my spell save DC. If it succeeds, it is no longer restrained.
Yep.
That is a fail.
It does not. So that is its turn. Next zombie. This also counts as difficult terrain, doesn't it?
It is difficult terrain and lightly obscured. And the first time they enter it, they roll against being restrained.
Yeah. So.
Like as soon as they start entering it.
Yep. So I'm gonna just roll this one. Is it dex save for when it enters, right?
Yep.
Oh, this is not gonna go well. So
It'll
this one is restrained, and because it ends its turn on the thing that another creature is, I guess it technically falls prone, because I think that's how that works now. So extra fun. This one will also roll its dex save. Probably, oh my god, another restrain and prone. Okay. Group of 3 zombies. Will any of these succeed? Nope. Just a small pile of zombies here stuck in web. It's kind of funny. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one can't quite get there. Then this one's already in the web. So we'll try to use its action to get out of the web.
That is
It
a
fails, so... Oh no, that one succeeded, so yay! That one is no longer... I have to do it this way. It's no longer restrained.
It's still difficult terrain, and if it starts its turn there again, it will have to roll against being restrained again.
Okay, so then it's going to... 1, 2... That's as far as it can get. So, next turn. Right. Firstly, 1, 2, 3. This one's just going to get to here. 1, 2. Just gets to there. One, 2, 3. Oh god, this one's going to enter in that square. Do we succeed? No. So that's another one in that square. That is the biggest pile of zombies that I've ever seen. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one can, yeah. Alright, T, it's your turn. There's a large number of zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. So I get to Kya.
Yep.
And I have a couple of options, but the web kind of... Does it obscure my vision in any way, or is it just...
The web
It's
is
lightly obscured.
slightly obscure. So someone could try to hide in it, but they're not obscured from your vision. Unless they try to do so.
Fine. We will do... We're going to do the shield trick. Shield comes out, catches the light. We're going to do Radiance of the Dawn.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Try that again.
So you think you get to ignore your allies for this, right?
I would assume so, because they're listed as friendly.
Yep.
Yeah. How do I unselect them or select them?
I think it's shift click or control click.
Shift click a token to add to the target list. Okay. I don't actually see what I'm doing. Do these ones? Oh, this is confusing. Hold on. Okay, let me... And then it's right click to remove the target. No, I want that one. Roll?
Con save, con save, con save, con save, con save, con save. Well, you obliterated 3 of them.
Woohoo!
Actually, wait. No, you obliterated more than 3 of them because there's quite a few in that pile. You obliterated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
Sweet.
Yeah, this pile was really unfortunately placed for them.
And yeah, that will end my turn.
Okay. Right, which brings us back to the top with the Grendel.
Okay, Grendel will, presuming that this one is alive still, will go for another.
Okay. And that one needs to make its con save. So I'm just going to roll. I'll use one of the others as the example for it. and what was the damage? That's going to be really... I think that actually succeeds.
It appears they do.
Trying to find that particular zombie now. It's that one. Their character sheet's open. Oh, there we go. Yep. They are somehow still barely alive.
That's fine.
But Bill, you're up. Pick a zombie, any zombie. Wow, zombies are so easy to hit. Even with a 9, you hit them. Okay. That would bring this one down.
Hard to kill, not hard to hit.
Yep. Will this one manage to get higher than a 13? It does. These zombies are incredibly resilient with their undead fortitude. Would you like to... I think that's all you can do, right? 2 dots. Anything else, Bill?
Bacon?
Oh, that's... Oh my god, my mic was muted this whole entire time. I was so trash-talking these zombies. Yeah.
But that's you. Okay, Morrigan.
My creature's gonna dash up and stand next to Bill. And I will just keep my crossbow up, and I'm just going to... you know what? I'll hold my action to see whichever zombie moves closer by breaking out of its binds, and then shoot it with my crossbow to push it 10 foot back.
Lead action then is that one. Okay. This zombie, which is restrained and prone, shall make its dex save. Wait, why did I do dex save? That's meant to be a strength save. But I have the... Which means it wouldn't have been a disadvantage, because restrained is dex disadvantage, so... Put in a 15 plus 1, so 16?
Yep. It would have just barely gotten out. And so it can stand and move like 5 foot, and then it'll get shot.
Yep. I think it's this one.
Okay.
Yep. I think I'll push back.
Yep.
Okay. Next.
You just hear the
zombie.
chunk of my weirdly mechanical
This one steps
crossbow.
into the web and makes its dex save. It's probably gonna fail because... Yep.
That is a fail.
And the next zombies.
The reason I did this is because my own Curse of Strahd game, the players, the zombie fight at the Burgermeister's mansion, they threw a bunch of ball bearings on the floor, and I figured out how insane it is to use dex save against zombies.
16?
That is barely past yet.
Okay. Come on. This one?
Yep.
No. Wait. No. No, it's not that one. This one, which means it shouldn't have been a strength save, it should have been a dex save.
So what it means, it would have been a failure.
Yep.
Because it's a -1 versus, or -2 versus a +1.
Yep.
My DC is 15, so.
Okay, this one's going to try to go this way because I'm just going to allow it to give them any sense of a chance, though to be honest, they are not going to succeed.
Oh my god.
Okay, maybe they do.
Still difficult terrain, though.
Yep. So this one will dash. Get to there.
Good for him.
Yep. But he actually raises his hands up like congratulatory himself, and some of the other zombies applaud.
The champion.
Yep. The one dexterous zombie. So close. No, wait, your DC is 15, right?
My DC is 15.
So that meets it beats, so.
Yep.
So that is 10 foot of movement, and this one dashes to do another 10 foot of movement. Which gets it to there. I think with that move. Yeah, I think that's as far as that one can get, unfortunately. This one, which is prone and in a pile with the others. Fails at running.
This music is very Majora's Mask.
Chris, go blow your nose.
This one will roll its dex save. Will we succeed, or will we have another prone?
That's fit.
This. Honestly, I was expecting you to make a dog walk off this combat. I'm not gonna lie, I just wasn't expecting this is the way you did it. But sure. I have so many zombies. All in a pile. I have another one in the pile. You're up again.
Okay. We've still got quite a big wave coming, haven't we?
There's a few left, but most of them are on this one square. I think
There's just a pile of zombies stuck in web, like in various amounts of horizontal.
Yep.
Okay.
They're doing the monster mash.
You know what? Yeah, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna get stuck in, but I'm bumped.
You're actually going to get into the web.
I'm gonna. Can I just like border it, or like do I have to be standing in it if I'm there?
There you would be in it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bill
And-
the edge.
Sure,
Yeah,
that's fine.
So you'd have to make a dex save.
Okie dokie.
That's a success.
So
Sweet.
you're fine.
Okie dokie. And then we will. Yeah, we're gonna Radiance of the Dawn again. Just because there's so many of them, and this is gonna take us all day.
Oh, these poor zombies. I've altered it so it'll only target enemies now as default.
Perfect. Rolly rollies.
Yes. So many dice. So what? Well, I think you've got some of the dead ones technically. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more dead, I think. Well, possibly 7 or 8.
Yep.
From the 15 there were originally, there are now 2 left, I think.
I just kind of like do a sort of like gesture to the boys. Have at it.
Grendel.
Grendel's
Yeah.
just sort of like does a little like whistle and doesn't there's like chill touch.
Well, that's a crit, so they also don't get their undead fortitude. Bill,
Let's see.
God. The only one that survived was literally because it was round the corner.
Then I'll just hold my action to hold the dart when he gets into range.
Yeah. Morrigan.
I'll hold my action to hit it with the crossbow bolt when it gets in range.
Yeah. That's going to be soon enough. Here he comes. Have at it.
Oh, my natural 20.
Alright. So the 9 would drop them to the 0. Oh, no. There was a second dart for some reason.
Can't
Sorry.
hold a second
Yep.
dart.
Can't hold a second dart. That's my fault.
And fortitude fails. So with that, the combat comes to an end. Revealing a very sticky pile of wept up corpses that are now definitely corpses.
You see as Morrigan literally like waves his hand like decisively, and the goop just like disappears like in an instant.
Alright, and also, T, whilst you're here, you're now close enough to this.
Mhm.
This is... Let me just check this spell quickly. So this particular, the bracelet itself is giving off transmutation and abjuration magic.
Hmm. Okay, I'll let everybody know. The ring itself has some arcane tendencies, from what I can tell.
We could try to pull it out, or we could have Grendel identify it without moving it.
I think the safest option would be to identify it if we have the time.
I mean, we're trapped in the tunnel.
I'll move some of these bodies so we're less trapped. We'll go around and start moving the zombies out of the way.
Yeah.
Put them back on the shelf.
I just make a very tidy stack of them. Like I'm stacking bags of flour.
See if any of them have pieces that might work for the creature here, but other than that, I wouldn't worry about the corpses myself.
Okay, so if Grendel wants to spend the 10 minutes to identify.
That's fine.
Okay. This is a bracelet of rock magic.
Oh.
While you wear this gold bracelet, it grants you immunity to being petrified. It allows you to cast Flesh to Stone 3 times as an action. Once it has been cast 3 times, the bracelet will no longer be able to cast that. Once it can no longer cast flesh to stone, it can then cast stone shape. And after you've done that 13 times, the bracelet loses its magic and turns from gold to lead.
Oh.
It does appear to be wedged in quite firmly.
I will hand the creature a crowbar since it's a loop, so easy enough to use a crowbar to pull a loop. In fact, they're designed for pulling
Okay.
things like loops.
Yep. Okay. Just checking something. Okay, so as you attempt to loosen this, as you're able to, the beak clamps down shut on the very end of the crowbar as you get the ring out, and it's like clamped very tightly shut, to the point that you can't pull it out.
Okay.
So you could abandon your crowbar there, or you could try to break it free in some way.
I will take some of the oil flasks that I have and just like trail the oil from one side of the beak to the other and just try to pull it out.
Okay. Yes. So it's actually quite annoying because there's no way to put GM notes on these anymore. It doesn't look like. It's really irritating.
It's secret. You're talking about adding a secret to
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, choose the heading secret.
Oh. Where's that?
So you just highlight a bit of text, click the drop down, block, secret.
Oh, block. That's what I wanted. There we go. That's what I was after. Okay.
You even put some things in different languages too.
That's particularly kind of cool, I think. But yeah, with the oil, you're able to loosen this enough and get your crowbar back. Who would like this particular bracelet?
Are any of us in particular in possession of a fear of being turned to stone?
I can't say that's ever a thing that's crossed my mind.
I can otherwise hold on to it.
Bill, what do you think? You may be muted again.
I'll take it. I'll take it if no one else wants it. I'm kind of the front line.
You want the
problem.
flesh to stone bracelet?
I'll take the flesh to stone bracelet.
Okay, I shall put it on your sheet. There you go. The bracelet of rock magic. And now, party have 3 routes of choice.
We do.
You can.
Um,
None of you took damage from any of those zombies, so I don't get to do the extra thing.
just because it is one of the reasons we're down here, can Morgan and Grendel see if maybe they, like, with my physiology, my what's it, the feature that lets me tell how something died. Can I figure out how
Yeah.
these people died before we killed them?
These died of plague.
Oh, exactly what I'm looking for.
While he's doing that, can I pick my darts up?
Yes, roll me a survival check.
Uh-oh.
I'm pretty How many darts is that, Chris? Is
They're
that
gone.
no darts back? Yep, they're gone.
No darts.
They were destroyed by the radiant light of T's magic.
Damn.
I will find you some more darts.
Morrigan and Grendel are going to attempt to take a sample of this plague.
Okay. Give me a medicine check.
With both of us, would that be advantage?
One of you roll, and then if you roll high enough, the other can have advantage. I'll say. Yeah, that's high enough. The other can have advantage.
Damn.
You're able to take a sample, but I would like a Constitution saving throw from you.
Sure.
And this is against disease, so yeah.
That's a crit.
Yeah.
Because I'm the carrier of diseases.
Yep, you are fine. And upon closer inspection, I'm going to say they specifically died from a variant of sewer plague.
Oh. I'll just write down sewer plague sample on my sheet.
Yep. And if you want to roll another medicine check to know what sewer plague is, you can.
Of course. I'll gladly do so.
Okay, so foul potions and alchemical waste can give rise to sewer plague, which incubates in sewers and refuge heaps and is sometimes transmitted by creatures that dwell in such areas, normally Utyuks and rats. Any humanoid that is wounded by a creature that carries the contagion or that comes into contact with contaminated filth or offal must succeed on a DC 11 con save or become infected. The creature suffers the following effects 1d4 days after an infection. Fatigue, they gain a level of exhaustion. Weakness, while they have exhaustion, it regains only half the number of hit points from spending hit point dice. Restlessness, when the creature has any exhaustion levels, finishing a long rest neither restores lost hit points nor reduces the creature's exhaustion level. Daily at dawn, an infected creature must make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, they gain a level of exhaustion as their fatigue worsens. On a successful save, the creature's exhaustion level decreases by 1, and if it decreases to 0, the contagion ends on that creature. So whilst the DC's not high, it's still quite a brutal disease.
Beautiful. Exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah, you guys would see Morrigan literally, like, you'd see like a small like smile like appear on his face as he's testing this flesh. And he sort of mutters to Grendel before standing up, putting the vial in Grendel's like metal pack, like the sealed metal pack that they seem to be keeping like important things in.
The boys are having fun. They're doing no harm. T isn't judging.
They're enjoying their hobbies, you know?
Yeah, that's the... They might be making medicine trying to cure a plague, for all we know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna leave them be. They're being good boys.
That's the vibe I'm getting from them, for sure.
Yes. So you have the path here, which continues eastward, and then looks like it turns northward. You have the path just behind you that goes westward, or you have this path goes eastward. Which way would you like to go?
Do you guys have a preference?
Not a preference, but obviously if the zombies were kind of lining this tunnel, guarding something perhaps, something interesting maybe.
We could always check.
Do you want to send your friend, pet? What is he exactly?
It may once have been called a witherling, but I've made my adjustments.
Does it have a name?
I haven't thought to name it. Its pieces are too numerous. Would you like to give it a name? Miss T?
Just T is fine. There's no need to call me Miss. I'll have a think about it. We'll have to give him a good name.
Honestly, the first thing that came to my head was coffee, but that might just be. Right. Yep, so there is another bronze door, a small bronze door, up ahead. No traps seem to have been triggered.
It seems there's a door.
The door?
Yes.
And I'll peek around the corner.
The bronze door.
Does it appear to be locked?
It doesn't appear to have a lock.
Hmm.
It appears to be made of heavy bronze.
Let's... Let's head that way.
Do you want me to attempt to pick the lock?
It doesn't appear to have a lock.
Oh, perfect.
Keep spread out.
Yeah, I'll open the door.
Yeah,
Is the tech,
open the door.
Is the tech magic still up?
Yep, and it's not picking anything up.
Perfect.
Alright, welcome to the Chamber of the Nasewal. All the doors bordering this lozenge-shaped room are made of heavy bronze, colourful glyphs inscribed on the western wall. There are two sideboards against the wall to the east. In the middle of the chamber are two stone divans, each with a human figure stretched out on it. Between the divans is a lone stone table holding a flask and two goblets, all made of crystal. In the bottom of the crystal flask is a quantity of silvery dust. The figures on the divan are a male and a female, each about middle-aged and perfectly preserved. They are very still, dust-covered, and apparently dead. Their bodies are covered with dry snakeskin. The female wears a silver bracelet and holds what looks to be an ivory wand. The male has an amulet of electrum resting on his chest, inset with a red stone of considerable size.
Can I use my ability to figure out when they've died? Like what they died of.
Yeah.
If they're dead. I can put that feature up again. Give me a moment. Since it's been a bit, it's the medic. Where is it?
Give you the image of what you see.
Physiological analysis. There it is. Okay.
Okay. You find that your feature to identify how these died doesn't work.
So they aren't dead.
That's a little concerning. Oh, sorry.
Do they appear to be in some sort of state of suspended animation, or
That would be,
time?
I would say, what you would get. You would get that perhaps they are under the effect of some sort of magic, perhaps, which I'm actually going to say because of the nature of this. T, I know you've said be right back. Your detect magic, just for everyone, is picking up, I would say, be the spell. I want to say it's necromancy magic, but I'm going to check. Yeah, necromancy magic coming from this powder on there, and a similar sort of essence coming from the two sleep bodies.
I think Grendel will go start identifying that while I am messing
Yeah.
with these bodies. Since they're alive, can I know their current hit point?
Their current hit points, 60.
And just for funsies, what's their what's their intelligence score? Is my second question.
11.
You see Morgan like looking at them before, just like sneering in a slightly derisive way.
Yeah.
And Morgan goes, "They appear fairly powerful. In fact, 60 powerful."
I don't know what that means.
If they were awake, they may be a trouble for us, is what I mean. Is there anything like interesting about them, like their clothing, the things they're holding, the?
I mean, as I said, the woman is wearing a silver bracelet and hold what looks to be an ivory wand, and the male has an amulet of electrum resting on his chest inset of a red stone of considerable size. Both of them are wearing are covered with dry snakeskin.
Mm. Curious. Should we interrupt their sleep?
That is a good question.
They could be trouble.
They could be trouble, that is certain.
If they were trouble, we could end them now.
And so, whilst you're doing that, Grendel was looking at.
Yep, identifying the.
Give me, I'll say, an alchemist supply check. Seems the most appropriate for determining magical dusty stuff. Okay, so this silvery powder looks like it's designed to be mixed with a liquid. And will become a potent poison that lasts 5,000 years. While
Grendel-
poisoned in this way, a creature will become unconscious but semi-aware of its surroundings and be unaffected by the passage of time or other poisons.
I imagine Grendel would smirk before, like, putting that in our bag as well.
Yeah, you can put it as you can put it as that. And I'll also give you the full effect so you can put it in the
Description.
yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back. T, just to catch you up, your magic has identified the dust in the goblets as containing necromancy magic, which seems to be the same necromancy magic keeping these people in a state of suspended animation. Morrigan has suggested they would be quite powerful if awoken and the party could deal with them now or wake them up and see what happens.
Or we can leave them.
Just seeing if there was anything I could check, see if they were good or evil, but no, that does not. So I mean, if they've taken this poison, poison for 5,000 years, we can always come back once we have more information.
Yeah. There is writing on this wall, Morrigan.
Okay.
But I am going to say that probably by this point your comprehend languages would have worn off.
Yeah, I can always recast it as a ritual.
Yeah, and I'm also going to say that detect magic has probably worn off.
Oh yeah, that's definitely worn off at this point.
Yeah, so I'm gonna.
How do I remove that myself, just for future reference?
So if you go onto effects on you can right click on concentrate and detect magic and just.
Not even that. In the top right, you can just double click to see the little symbols on the top right. You can just double click it.
Top right where?
Ah.
You'll see symbols next to your. So in the top right, where the chat is, to the left of the chat, all the little symbols.
Those. I was looking at my character sheet, so it was covering them. What do I click? Just right click.
Just right click concentration, double right click, or you can left click and click end.
Yeah. I didn't know you could do
the
that.
other way you can do it. Yeah, that's what it's for. Visual active effects. The other thing you can do is right click your token and there's assign conditions. Assign status conditions. That's where you'd go if you want to, like, you say you're dodging, or if you want to get up from prone.
Yeah,
you can. Just
I know about those ones.
Like that.
Cool.
Yeah, you could do it there as well.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I believe that Grendel would probably fill Morrigan in on exactly what the dust is in Knoll before they continue. They probably all the spicy info they don't want the others to know. They're probably just
Yeah.
displaying easily to each other. But yeah,
Yeah.
I will recast comprehend languages to get this words.
Yeah. Okay, so that's another 10 minutes. So that's probably since your last time of taking damage, that's probably what, like 30-ish minutes, something like that by now.
About
that's-
30 or 40.
Yeah, okay, so got a little bit left. It says on the wall, "Beware, many-eyed God will bring down a fiery death."
These inscriptions over here say something about a many-eyed deity of some sort bringing a fiery death upon those around it. Don't know if that'll help us, but it may be something to keep note of. Have we seen Hyde or have your son yet, Miss T?
Not that I'm aware of. Is there any sign of anyone else coming through here?
Give me an investigation or survival check, I guess.
Mm, 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 mm.
I'll roll one as well, just to help out. I know I'm not very helpful.
Wop, wop.
Not that you can see.
One.
Doesn't
Wait,
appear to
I
be
can
any.
use. I have luck. I
You
can
do,
re-roll
yeah.
it because it's a 1.
One.
It's a 1.
One. Ha ha ha.
Two
One.
ones.
One.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
So 1 has now become an 18. You're stumbling about, perhaps trip, but it seems that perhaps that trip was lucky, as you come across a discarded tea bag, which you recognize, as it has, purely because of the name, I'm going with it. It appears to be one of your homemade tea bags. You are clearly famous for.
I literally hold it up like it's like I've just been fishing and I've caught like the biggest, most majestic fish ever. He's been here.
Morgan looks up as if they were distracted with something completely unrelated. Like they had asked the question without knowledge there would be an answer to it, and they just go,
Yes,
And I'm
you
going to
must
jump
have
in
come
here
through
and
here.
also. We'll say you also find 2 darts that are underneath the 2 unconscious elves. Are the elves, right?
Yep. That does make sense. Yeah, you would find 2 darts.
Oh. I'll pick those up and I'll hurry over to Bill. Here you go, dear.
You did promise you'd find them. Find them some more
Yep.
darts.
yeah.
Okay, which direction was the tea bag in?
Thank you for the darts.
You're welcome.
So from where you are, it almost looks like it would have fallen as if someone was walking towards this doorway, I think.
Oh, I'm so glad to know he was booted through here, but I'm going to give him a talking to for littering. In a historical venue, no less. She just kind of grumbles as she heads in that direction.
Do these darts look like normal darts?
They do look like normal darts, but perhaps a bit more intricately made. and the feathering on them, like for the flight spears, despite its age, appears very durable. So
And
they
there
do
is-
just function like ordinary darts.
Okay. No poison on them or nothing? No 5,000
No.
years sleep poison? Okay.
No, you're all good. Or all bad, depending on if you wanted to poison or not, I guess.
I mean, putting someone to sleep for 5,000 years would be fun.
Yeah, and it's a DC 20 con save, so it's it's a pretty.
Morgan mutters something in null towards the two like sleeping individuals, with like a grin before turning back to the group. Not to them as in like talking to them intentionally, but like as in like directing them like towards them as like objects, as in like
Yeah, they seem to almost stir slightly, but don't actually wake up. It's just like almost like they're having a bad dream. But yes.
Yes, Miss T, if you have a heading for us.
Again, you don't need to call me Miss. Just T is fine.
Miss T?
Just T. It's another long, empty corridor, believe it or not.
Yep.
I can send the creature down, then we head down individually like we have the other few.
I think that sounds like a very sensible idea. And we're going to call him Sunny because he's a ray of sunshine, keeping us safe from the dark.
You're calling him Sunny?
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yep. Sending the creature down.
Yep. Yeah, so looking down, you with the creature's vision, you can see that this corridor appears to be blocked by a large stone block that doesn't appear to be part of its original construction, for its composition is more sandy than the stones that make up the walls of the ruins. And there is also a gap of several inches along the side of the block and between the stone and the ceiling.
Okay. Well, I'll have the creature go up all the way to that and wait for us up ahead, I guess.
Yeah. I will say, as the creature gets closer, it would note that this block looks incredibly heavy. To the point that it might not be something it could move by itself. At least.
Alright. Well, we have plenty of strong people here. And Bill.
I'm not pretending. I'm not strong.
And Bill.
I know my
but
strengths.
Yeah. Well, Morgan, after the creature sort of heads down, will follow after it. One by one, like I said. Head down the corridor together. But avoiding congregating until we get to the stone.
Yep. So you get to the stone as a group. We have Grendel along with you. And yeah. Looking at this stone, and you can perhaps get a slight glimpse behind it to the side. You can see on this side there appears to be like rollers, which would have made it easier to move the stone downwards. But but giving it even like a cursory try to like push or like try to get in to try to move it out the way, it looks like it's going to take like a good amount of strength really being pushed against it to the point that it's not doesn't seem like you could really interact with it from this particular direction.
You said it's sandstone?
It is. It is more sandy than the stones that make up the walls, but it's still
Okay.
quite a solid, heavy block. It's just got a bit more sand in its composition, which makes it stand out from the walls, which have a more like limey constitution.
Interesting. What do you all think?
I think you said not to congregate, so make a decision.
And T, you would notice carved in halfling on this. I really hate this rock.
Oh dear. So the rock slides either way, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it looks like you would, based on what you can glance through the gaps, if you were to push it this way, it would be easier than pushing it the other way, even if it is uphill because of the roller design of the thing. But it's
How tall is
still.
the rock?
The rock basically is almost floor to ceiling, but just like a few inches, which makes it clear that the rock isn't part of the construction itself. It's almost like it was put here specifically to block this corridor.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it, everyone, and go, well, I have a climber's kit, which has pythons. We could use that to leverage the rock from this angle to to move it enough up those rollers and push it all the way to the top.
You guys could certainly try. I am of no use. With my strength is feeling about a 4 right now.
It's feeling about a 4 right now.
What's that on a scale of?
20.
With scale.
Morrigan is going to start like thinking like the best points to hammer pythons into this rock for like leverage.
Yeah.
And think about how many pythons we have, how like using our rope, what would be the best sort of like angles to be pulling at to use our current position to be able to get lateral movement, to just get enough lateral movement to be able to move, even if just enough to get us to be able to get to the other side and get into a better pushing position.
Yeah. I'm also going to say, purely because you have high enough intelligence, based on the general layout of this place, you'd probably work out that you could head west in the corridor with the zombies, and that might bring you round, but you don't know how far out of your way that would take you.
Yeah, that's why I'm considering the pythons at least as an option before going around.
Okay, so this is going to take the combined effort of at least. Let's have a look. Let me do a calculation because I'm gonna up because you're obviously not fully getting your full strength behind it from here. Let's have a look. seeing what the combined strength of the 4 party members is.
Plus creature.
Yep. Okay, 60. Really damn high. 67 if we include Bill, but I'm going to say.
I mean, Bill will try to help.
Yeah. See, the big problem is even with. As a group, you're probably strong enough to move this, but you obviously can't all be applying that strength effectively from here. I suppose, or are you thinking more drill the pythons in and use that?
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Is
Like
basically-
handles almost.
Yeah, basically like driving them in and then using them as handles so that from this side we can put our put all of our
Okay.
force into lateral motion rather than.
Okay. So I'm gonna have the 4 that are doing this, so Morrigan, Sunny, T, and Grendel, all give me athletics checks.
Okay. Middling
So-
with my strength scores.
Yeah, so Sunny, let me just okay. So it's 21. 2.
I can give someone
I'm-
guidance if that helps.
Wait, let me just actually check that might be enough with guidance. So 20.
I also have guidance as well.
Yeah.
So 2 people can get it.
Yeah, if you want to go guidance, we'll see if that makes any difference.
I will guidance T. And that is 4 on T, so 16.
Okay.
So who else really needs it? Let me have a look.
Grendel's probably your best choice of those. Sunny could
Grendel
push into
is
a higher
slightly
level of
higher,
success,
too.
so it's whether you.
One.
So
The ones like me today.
let's see what the Let's see what the average is. So yours will. So we had. So that would bring Morrigan's up to a 10.
T's up to a
Three,
16. Sunny's a 17.
17. Oh, 35. Unfortunately, even with the combined strength and even with this divine or maddening guidance, I have no idea how guidance works from an apothecary perspective in this case. I'm maybe a dart that gives them like a temporary boost. I don't know. You're able. It moves a little bit, but you're not really able to get enough force behind it to move it, unfortunately. Require a bit more. If you had maybe a bit more muscle, just a little bit, maybe even the.
Can I
Then
can I try to push them over the edge?
sure, Bill. Give me an athletics check, I guess.
Come on,
Push
Bill!
everybody.
I don't know. I really don't know how you can feasibly get all around it.
No, Bill makes no difference. Bill tries, but Bill, honestly, somehow Bill makes it worse.
Yeah, to be expected.
Not enough
Because I'm
room.
pretty sure if I actually do the average again with that, yeah, Bill actually brings the average down from 13.5 to 11.4. So yeah, basically Bill tries to get in, tries to squeeze into like grab hold of one, but it's just sort of throwing everyone off and just makes it worse. So it looks like the only way past this rock, or to move this rock, is to go around.
Well, it's no wonder he didn't like the rock.
Nobody has like a pickaxe.
I have a crowbar. The pythons could technically be used as chisels
Mm.
if we want to chisel our way through a rock.
I have a shovel, I think.
You die to acid damage before you get through that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
All right, go around.
Yeah, I will say, Morrigan, that's and Grendel, another thing you would have noticed is these elves that are on this bench were not
moving, mate?
affected by these acid mist.
We will have to note them down for dissection later.
There's 2 doors at the top of this. This is the north of this chamber. There's 2 doors. Do we want to go through these?
Technically, that's the east of this chamber.
I think we need to go back round to where we were with the zombies.
Yeah, but the zombies
Oh.
that you're going back to.
So we're gonna. We don't want to go through these doors.
At least not for now.
We can come
Right.
back to those.
We
We're going to
might
come
have.
back and help these guys if we find out any more information then.
Yeah, we best to secure our exit before we.
So this is the. Are we gonna go west or are we gonna go
South.
east?
Or west, yeah.
So west or
We're going.
yeah.
Or west or
This way.
east? This way. All right.
This way.
Keep separated.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, let's be careful.
So this is another corridor, but you can see a turning to the south, and at the bottom you can also see a turning to the north.
This leads back towards the corridor we were looking at through the gap. It looks like if we follow the map length, it's closer this way rather than trying to go back this way.
Yep. And continue going down.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear to be any other traps here that you're triggering. But as you get to there, you do notice that this path to the left, you can see, is a shorter corridor, and at the end of the corridor is a small alcove holding a 3-foot tall stone pedestal on which rests a small silver coffer. 15 feet in front of the alcove, there is a single small step up in the stone floor. Inside the alcove, the floor is elevated an additional 2 feet.
Would you like to check it out? Would anyone like to look at that?
I can go look at it.
Would you like to? We don't know if it's dangerous.
So it's just a stone over here, and you gotta like climb up to get to it.
Basically, there's a slight raised platform here, and then there's a further raised platform at the end.
Does anyone have a 10-foot pole
I left it in my other pants.
and not your other pants? We could just secure our exit first, as I said.
Oh, can I check for traps real quick? See if there's anything.
Yeah, give me an invest. Give me a perception check.
Just if I can.
Gee, can I get a guidance? Can I get some Miss T guidance?
Oh, yeah, of course. Good. Guidance.
Nice.
Okay, that pushes over at the edge. So, examining the base of the 2-foot step along the raised floor, you would notice a metallic glint coming from a hinge that runs across the full width of the floor.
Which direction does the hinge go?
It looks like it would. God. So with that, so it would cause the floor inside to sink 10 feet at the same time. A 15-foot slab of floor north of the alcove would rise up, pivoting along its south edge, which now seals off the passage. Yeah, basically it's going to put you into a hole and then lock into place.
Oh no.
Do I see a way to disarm it?
You could probably, with some thieves' tool checks, you could do so.
Awesome. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, so it takes you a good 5 minutes, but you're able to dismantle the hinge and prevent the shifting slab trap from activating.
Awesome. I will cautiously put a foot on it first, just to double check my work.
Yep, works fine.
Woo! And that was the only trap I saw?
Yep.
Awesome. So what's up with this stone?
Yes, there is a silver coffer at on top.
Bill looks back. We all give him a thumbs up.
He will give you 4 thumbs up.
Oh, nice.
Would you like to open the coffer?
Is this coffer suspicious?
Give me a perception or investigation check.
I appreciate the perception.
No, looks great.
Awesome.
Just a coffer. It's a
Popping
box.
it
It's not
open.
locked.
Popping it
Inside the coffer is a strange copper figurine, narrow with fins, looking somewhat fish-like. Written on the side of this figurine are strange runes. On the slimmer end is a small arched square panel. And you do not speak the language that this is written on, but it does not appear to be Ulman like everything else here.
Is there inside of the box, like looking at this figurine, is it like on a pressure plate or something like that? To where if I were to remove
Give me
it,
another
like,
perception or investigation check.
like Indiana Jones?
Nope, it's all good.
All good. I'll look back. It's all good. It's like it's a copper statuette. Does anybody want it?
Do you want it?
Looks like
I mean, it's not what I came here for, so I'm not partial to it, but if you guys want it.
What should we be looking for? What are you looking for, Bill?
Something. Anyways, so do you want the statuette or not?
It is up to you.
T?
I don't think we require it for what we're up to. I'd like to crack on before the trail gets cold.
what languages do you speak, T?
So
I don't see them on your sheet. It's why I ask.
Oh. That's interesting.
I think we're supposed
So I'd
to...
imagine common halfling, but then I don't know what your background gives you.
Yeah, you're supposed to have... Everyone's supposed to have 3 languages in the new rules, effectively. You get 1 that's common. One that's from it's effectively like supposed to be for your race, and then you get one extra one. But none of us likely have that because we're so used to the base rules.
Yeah. So what would you like your extra one to be, T? I'll allow you to pick.
What's on the statue again?
You can
just
just
kidding.
see strange runes.
Honestly, I'm not going to decide for Jamey, but I would say that likely our third language is Abyssal or Infernal. I don't know which is Unigul related off the top of my head, but whichever one it is. I think it's Infernal.
Demon.
Yeah,
No,
it'd be
Abyssal.
Abyssal, yeah.
Yeah, you can have Abyssal on yours.
I won't decide for
Sure.
Jamey what his would be, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and Bill, I guess you can have one as well because you obviously. What language would you like?
I have 3. I have common, thieves' can, and undercommon.
Yeah, but Thieves' Can is a specific rogue thing. It's not like you just get that for being a rogue.
Is he a rogue?
I'm not a rogue.
No,
thought he was a monk.
why do you have Thieves' Can?
My background.
Oh, criminal.
Yes. So I figured that would be my third language.
That would be.
Correct.
Yeah, that would be. In that case, yep.
What did you pick, T?
I don't know. There's too many options.
So you're the guide background.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think along the lines of. Like the guide thing says, once trod by giants, so giant.
Okay. Giant it is. Probably not going to come up, but
No, but
Could've.
like, you put me on the spot. My brain went blank, so this is what happens.
oh yeah, yeah, I'm good with that. Common giant halfling. Which honestly sounds like I'm describing some weird subspecies. And here we have the common giant halfling.
The common giant halfling. It looks like a normal man.
Isn't that a human?
That's a human.
Possibly.
That's good. That's good. I need that for Vague.
The common giant halfling.
Come visit the carnival to see the common giant halfling.
The common giant halfling defeat a minotaur in battle.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. So you're not taking the fish?
No, Bill wouldn't take the fish.
I mean, to be fair, it's a if you think about it, it's a fish that's made of copper. Copper is orange, which in historical terms is a form of red, because orange wasn't its own distinct color until the fruit. So
oh my god.
It's a red herring.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Yeah,
Actually, that's kind of funny in more ways than one, but yeah.
Now I'm curious how it's funny in more ways than one.
Bill is
I
not
will potentially reveal at the end of the adventure if you remind me.
Okay.
Alright, let's continue onwards.
Onwards and hopefully not deeper.
There's another bronze door ahead.
A bronze door.
A massive bronze door.
I'll sort of wave everyone to go ahead.
Massive bronze door. Can I make a perception check?
You can.
Just checking it out, traps, anything unique on it.
The door has a lantern on it.
Like design?
Yep. Other than that, it's just a door.
I can have the creature open the door if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll take a step back.
Have Sunny open the door. Ooh.
Okay. A massive bronze door opens into this grand chamber. The place is filled with rubble and life-size statuary, much of it's broken. Standing in ranks is an army of clay statues in what must have once been an impressive array. Now half of them are fallen and crumbled. Near the door are spear wielders, perhaps 20 of them, outfitted only in scraps of leather now. At their feet lay obsidian spearheads and bits of rotted wooden shafts. Behind these figures are archers in the scattered formation. Few of them remain standing. Their arrows are gone, but they hold laminated blows, dried and worm-eaten. Further into the room are figures of warriors with war clubs and hand axes, wearing scraps of lacquered leather, sandals, and caps. Beyond all of this, in the north end of the chamber, are a group of statues that must have been an honor guard. These warriors wear feathered robes and headdress and armed with pitted bronze spears. Each of these figures wears a breastplate of shells. They're standing near a dome structure. The stucco dome has no apparent openings. On the east wall of the room are two cast stone columns flanking the remains of a covered sedan or litter with statues of attendants standing nearby.
What do you think, T?
I'm just gonna squeeze in. Looks quite grim in there, doesn't it?
And these are stone statues?
Clay statues.
Clay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't trust that.
I don't trust that 9.
I don't get that. No.
Looking into the room, do I notice any of them that look different from the others? Like,
Mostly these ones that appear to be some form of honor guards near this dome.
I was in more like, is someone painted to look like the statues, or are some of the statues like pretending to be?
Give me a
statues?
perception check.
Come on, he couldn't have gone. Can I get a little T guidance?
You can
I
get a
can
little
guidance.
tea.
Oh, can I double? Can I get 2 guidances?
It means
No.
that you get it. You can. It will just only give you the higher one.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright. I'll take that 15.
Yeah. So none of the statues look particularly different other than what's been said, but this stucco dome, looking at it, it's possibly hollow.
Hollow.
That dome gives me tortoiseshell vibes.
It's hollow. Well, we've been running into nothing but bugs. So what if it's a big bug?
Can you see the door from?
Can I step into the room?
Yeah.
There is a door. Uh-oh.
Should we just move towards the door?
I mean, because you guys are getting a bad vibe from this room as much as I am, correct?
Yeah, I don't want to. If we can get to the door without interacting with any of these things, I think I'd be happy.
Alright, I'm
To
going
do
to
so.
go. I'm gonna make a stealth check. and then I'm going to creep across to the
Yeah,
door.
there's a door up here. So, yeah.
And then I'm also going to make a perception check and just watch for traps as I go.
Okay.
No.
So you're just going quietly, hoping not to disturb anything, probably.
Yep.
Where?
What's going on?
I will move one square at a time. Tell me when something happens.
Okay. Yeah, well, let's do this. This will be fun.
Am I good?
Well, something's about to happen, which you didn't notice, but I will say as it looks like the creature is also walking that way. Perhaps the creature disturbed it. As these two stone pillars from them emerge two large panthers.
Oh.
Kitties!
And they're growling and looking quite fearsome. So
Are they looking at us? Or
they are looking specifically at Sunny. I'm gonna say that Bill, due to their size and their high stealth roll, is probably hiding behind one of the statues.
Hmm.
And they obviously haven't noticed the others yet, so I am gonna roll everyone onto initiative, and we shall see what happens. Creature, get off my initiative.
Hey.
And Bill, you're up first as you see these two panthers seemingly almost flow out of the artwork of these pillars.
Alright. I will rush across to right here. Are we in darkness here? I think something happens if I'm in darkness.
It's not.
Yep.
Yeah, so
it is.
you.
Whenever
it'd be dark,
Morrigan is not looking at you, you're in darkness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think T's also giving off light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you are in
60 foot.
darkness.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you are in darkness where you are.
Never mind, nothing happens when I'm in darkness.
I think you have
Wait.
some features that you can use with darkness.
If I cast a darkness spell, then I can still see, but no one else can see. But we're not doing that yet. We're just gonna hit this guy.
Is there anything Shadow Monk gets at this level? It's next level that you get the cool thing.
Mm-hmm. Alright,
Yeah, you punch that cat.
I will use a stunning strike on him.
Mean. That poor cat. What did they ever do to you?
Pop out of the pillar. Oh, it's dead?
Yep.
No, I wasted a stunning strike.
Yeah, your first blow, broke its jaw, and that's what stunned it.
Alright. Second one. Oh my goodness.
God.
Oh my goodness.
Well, yep, so that combat's over. As you brutally murder these.
So glad T wasn't in the room to see you murder the kitties.
What if they were nice?
Yeah, yeah. So one
What
of
if they were
them, and as they die, they just sort of crumble into almost like paint on the floor and then vanish.
Oh, they're just made of magic. It's fine. the creature like walks up to you like none the wiser that it's just got you like caught.
Yep.
Yeah, no one
Yeah.
knows what happened. Only
Yeah.
Sunny and Bill
Bill's
know.
just like
Standing there.
Hmm. So, Bill, as you approach this door, you notice there is a lamp engraved upon it.
Another one. Is it the same one on the other door?
The other one was a lantern. This is specifically a lamp.
Hmm. I look at the creature, or at Sunny, and I'll be like, I'll gesture for him to try the door.
The door is locked.
He doesn't like blow up when he touches it.
No.
Oh, cool. Then I will walk over and I'll pick the lock.
You cannot see any obvious lock on the door.
Oh. That sucks. I'll look at I could just talk in your guys' heads. You guys will hear door's locked. I can't find the lock. There's a lamp on this door. There was a lantern on the other.
Yeah.
And you see, looking around, is there any like lamps near the door?
There does not appear to be.
What does the door look like it's made of?
Heavy bronze.
There's nothing on the pillars.
Not anymore.
The kitties didn't drop anything.
No.
You know what? I'm gonna look through the statues. Does any of them holding a lantern?
Nope.
Looking, glancing. None of them have a lantern or a lamp.
Nope. Nope.
I mean, I have a lantern.
Do you have a lamp?
It's a light.
I have a bullseye lantern.
Well, I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna roll a stealth check. Watch my back. Be ready for the worst. I'm gonna go look at the giant tortoise shell. And creep up to it.
Yeah.
Keep my eyes peeled while I do it.
Yep. So you're able to approach. Nothing happens. No giant tortoise comes, and that would be really cool. But
Is there any-
nothing
is there any-
happens.
Is there any cracks I can peer into? Because you said it might be hollow, correct?
So it looks like a fairly weak construction where you could probably just like spend like a minute and you could punch your way through or hit your way through with like a blunt object.
So it would take Bill an hour to get through.
No, even with your strength, it would take a minute because you'd be hitting precise points.
Well, I'll look at the group and I'll relay this information.
Is there any other indication? Like there's a lamp. Do they want us to turn our? Is the lamp lit in this carving?
Yes.
Okay.
But I will say, looking closely, whilst the entire door is made of bronze, the light of the lamp is slightly off color with a hint of like a bluishness to it.
Oh. I'm gonna look closer. I'm gonna see if there's perhaps a hole. Like if I have oil, if this is somehow a lamp, or if this is a separate piece of the door.
Yeah, give me a investigation check.
Okay. I have Grendel helping me. 19.
Looking closer into the flame, you simply see this word carved.
What is this, speak friend and enter? Does that translate to anything?
Spirit guard.
Oh.
And sorry, the flame is actually sorry, not a blue, it's more of an apple green. I was misremembering what that particular thing looks like. But you cannot see anywhere to place an oil. But it almost feels like maybe a particular lamp, possibly, or a lamp lit in the right color would need to be shone here.
Using me and Grendel's alchemist supplies, could we concoct using the materials that is available with the sort of base supplies? Can we derive the chemical that would burn green? Match the color?
It would take some time, and I would need an alchemist supply check. Probably talking a good few minutes of experimenting and stuff to get the shade right, but you could potentially do it. Whilst doing that, Bill, are you going to try to break into the stucco dome?
Why not?
Okay, so Grendel or Morrigan, one of you can give me an alchemist supplies check, and if the other's also proficient, they can roll with advantage. You can roll and then give the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can do this, but it's going to take you a few minutes of carefully experimenting, mixing powders together to get the hue right. However, whilst that's going on, Bill, inside the dome, you can see 6 sets of worthless bones and 6 jade bead pectorals. In a dusty corner is a pendant made of silver and turquoise. In the center of the floor of this cairn is a bronze and chiroprase lamp set into the stucco.
Can I make a perception check if there's anything else hidden in here?
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
Let's see. Nice.
Yeah, so it looks like beneath the lamp there is a hidden doorway.
Well, beneath the lamp that's stuck in the ground?
Mm-hmm.
How big of a lamp are we talking?
It's a standard lamp made of bronze and chiroprase, which would give the light a nice greenish hue. And you can, it looks like without too much effort, you could easily pull up that lamp and take it.
Yeah,
the amulet, which is made of silver and turquoise, does look particularly interesting, I will say.
Particularly interesting.
Catches the eye.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll grab it. I'll grab that and the lantern.
Okay. Upon grabbing the lantern, the hidden door opens.
Oh. Since I was aware of it, I would not be standing on the hidden door, if that's okay.
Yeah, that is fine. But something does rise out of the stone. It looks to you. Looks to the lamp. And glares.
Mm.
And with that, we're going to go into initiative again.
How far away am I from T? Oh, no. Okay, yeah. So my mental bonds are still up. So I will make everyone aware that there is a guest.
Yep. So everyone roll for initiative. This figure is glaring at you and the lamp, but it doesn't seem to be, and it's got its hand on its weapon, but it doesn't look like it's immediately going to attack. So you do have options here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk in his head, and I'll be like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Why are you here?
I was sent to retrieve an item. It's not this lamp. I'm also kind of just trying to look for the exit as well.
Who sent you?
My queen.
And for a queen, you would disturb Ayukuan.
Well, man, I didn't mean to disturb you. I think we need this lamp to like open the door over there. So like, if you just let us open the door, I'll come bring it back and you go back to bed.
It seems to look at you, and you notice it's wearing a similar amulet to the one you picked up. And it almost seems to be observing the amulet, looking a bit confused. What is the name of this queen?
Hey James, what's the name of the queen I serve? In my my backstory I'm making up on the fly as we go.
That's a good. Let's have a look at a name generator, I guess, because
Jolene.
Zug Tommy. Thank you, Chris. Zug
Okay.
Tamomi?
No. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm just like, let's go with this because that's a thri-keen name rather than what Chris has suggested.
Alcatha? Queen Alcatha.
I know not this name, and yet you carry one of the amulets. Intriguing.
Yeah, I just found this as I was traveling.
So you were not given it through worth, you found it through luck. Amulets like this are rare treasures indeed. Given to only the most... Actually, yeah. Given to only the most worthy. Were you one of the people who got the bat symbol on you?
I am.
It looks to you You have the markings of the cursed. You are not mere travelers. You are thieves. And with that, he goes violent.
If that was
yeah,
my action,
so-
if that was my action to talk to him,
Yeah.
I will use my bonus action to patient defense.
Okay. Patient action to dodge.
I will give myself the dodge condition. Woo.
And he will, on his turn, start with a strike from his necrotic sword. Why was that at disadvantage?
I dodged.
You're dodging, yes. Yes, you are. And he shall swing again.
Ooh. That one hits.
And as his blade slices through you, it almost seems to rot the flesh as it is consumed by necrotic magic.
Ouch.
But with that, we shall go to Grendel.
I presume, Bill, you're filling us in on what's going on.
Yep, I've communicated the threat to you guys.
Okay. You will need to get out of there. For us to do anything. Grendel will hold their action ready to hit any enemy that reveals themselves.
Okay. What are you? So you're readying an attack with like your hook blades, or?
With a cantrip, with chill touch for now.
Okay. Then T, you're up.
Okie dokie. Let's see if I can get 20. Hold on. I am going to use my action to dash.
Okay.
Trying to go around all these statues. I think I can get to about there.
Yeah.
Far away am I now? Hang on. I need the ruler. Dang it, still out of range. Yeah, that's gonna be my turn. But I'm gonna go
Hey. Morrigan then.
Okay, creature will move forward. And sort of so Bill's hole was like here.
Yeah.
So can I see him through the hole?
You can probably. I'd say he's. Ayokan's probably got partial cover, say half cover. But you can't see them.
Okay.
Ayokwan even. So.
Hold on. Just trying to measure. Um.
I'll say something like that.
Okay. Does he?
Otherwise-
Would he qualify as a non-humanoid off of initial looks at him?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay.
He looks spirit-like.
For
Like that, I think. Wall-wise. Oh no, now you can't see him at all, which I said you could, so let me... Let's just go for that. That'll be fine.
then I will just go for a heavy crossbow shot.
That's a hit.
And I'm gonna push him.
Yep. He hits the side of the wall hard. Now it's Bill's turn.
Alright. I guess I gotta prove myself to this guy. Uh-oh, probably missed.
Yep.
Alright.
He catches your fist.
Thank goodness I got a second one.
Oh wait, actually, just a sec, because he wouldn't have cover from you, so let me move that. Would the 14 have hit? Let me say no just for now. Yeah, the second blow hits.
Now he's gonna have to take a stunning strike.
Yep.
He made it.
I think that passed.
And then bonus action, I can disengage. Free, right?
Yep,
Wow, look at me.
I believe so.
I will stand right next to T. And then I will end my go.
Okay. And he is going to step forward towards the gap.
As soon as he's visible,
Hmm.
he proc Grendel's ready to action.
Yep. Take your shot. He doesn't seem to take as much effect from it as you would expect,
That's fine.
but he shot you, Bill.
Ooh. God dang. It's a nice shot. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Reaction. Deflect
He shot you,
attack.
Bill.
Yeah. Alright. So I can roll a d10 plus my
Yep.
dex mod. Then reduce the
Plus your
damage
monk
by
level
that.
too.
Plus my monk
So
level.
yeah.
So it's a 13.
Yep, so that's which means you reduce it to 1 damage. Which unfortunately means you cannot throw it back, because you can only do that with... But you did reduce the damage quite heavily. Having seen that, he then takes another shot, but this time he'll go for T. And misses. Oh, that's actually true. You can't reduce the necrotic damage, so... Because you can only...
So I still take 5. I'll take 5 more damage.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, no, you'd just take the 5 damage because you'd have reduced the main bit of it to 0.
Perfect.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll say that. So whilst you manage to sort of move your hands in a fancy way to remove the impact of the weapon, the necrotic energy flowing through the arrow was enough to chip into you. And Grendel is up.
Grendel is going to probably he has his
Could try shared initiative in
Yeah.
looking at the
so
time.
whilst you're thinking, Grendel, T, what would you like to do?
Okay. Select you. We are going to do
I
it.
will say he has tucked out of your viewpoint. Not sure how you can actually saw him to target him, but he is currently not in your view, so you'd have to move closer to be able to target them.
That's fine. I'll do that then.
Yeah, now you can see them.
Sweet.
For a sacred flame at the guy. He takes the damage. It seems he is not very good at dancing.
And then... How's Bill feeling currently?
Bill is feeling about at half of his strength.
Okay. Okay. How far did I move?
20 feet?
Yeah. So I can move here and I can share a square with a medium-sized creature. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to bonus action hand Bill a bolstering treat.
Okay.
So you can use a bonus action to eat one of these to gain a number of temporary hit points of 3, basically, if you eat it using a bonus action.
Yep. So Grendel is...
Grendel is going to hold their action to do another chill touch.
Okay.
Morgan is going to ready their crossbow when he peeks his when he peeks his head around the corner to shoot him again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you both readied your actions. No, wait. It's because it wasn't your turn. I need to ready your action after that. I'll go one more round of initiative because I feel like you guys are probably gonna feel free to do your held attacks. So you knock him back, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Okay, so he moved 10 feet. He's not slowed in any way, so he can still move. The remaining 15, he's going to get up to T. Out of one hand, swing down his necrotic sword at you. But whilst he's doing that, he is going to try to use that opening in your defense to try to... Wait, what?
He missed the.
Okay, that should be a con save. For some reason it didn't prompt you, or did it? That prompt you for a con
It's
save?
prompty.
Yeah. Okay. So that is a fail.
The when it does that, the one that is, it's almost always the second one that rolls that ends up being the one, because it's weird, because the
Yeah, I think it just
other one, the
yeah.
one that goes through, that the one player actually clicked tends to be the second one, because it tries to auto do it, and then the player clicks it. It's
I think
You're meant to click. You're meant to click it, basically. If you don't click it, then it will roll automatically.
Yeah,
So,
but I'll allow your roll, which
when
I
you
think
get
is
prompted.
the 20 to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I clicked it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. Bill, you're up.
Alright. I'll step around. And I'll hit this guy. I'll hit him again. Dang, this guy's pretty tanky.
Yep.
And I'll hit him again. Okay.
That one missed.
Alright. That's my go.
Wait, did I make his turn before yours for some
Yes.
reason? I did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And
Share initiative.
Yeah. Yeah, Grendel, T, Morrigan, do your thing.
I wanted to
Yeah.
go first.
And Bill. Everyone.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, so I did Bill's. Bill's just done their turn, so yeah. Everyone go. I did his turn first for some reason.
Yeah, Bill will still go before, so it's everyone.
Morgan is going to do a bonus action ensnaring to trip him.
Yep. Will I roll against that? So they
Athletics or acrobatics. Contested.
yeah.
Okay.
He stays standing.
And he will do his offhand attack with a nick. Then
Still standing.
I will.
And with that, between the group, you bring him down to the ground. You're not quite sure who got the finishing blow, but as he dies,
Razor wire.
yeah, as he dies
The
and
razor
falls to
wire.
the ground, his body seems to almost compact into a blue light or bluish green light, which flows into the lantern, lighting it up.
Oh, good.
And you hear in the distance the sound of a mechanism opening. And on that note, that is where we will end tonight's session.
Ooh.
So, thank you everyone for playing. Thank you anyone who is watching. join us Monday for Jumping Junipers, Tuesday for the Mistaken, Wednesday for Icewind Dale, Friday. Are we on this Friday for the Temporal Tower? Or is this one of the weeks we're skipping for some reason?
I'm
Think-
away, and so is Kirsty.
Okay, so yeah, won't be on this Friday. We'll should be back next Sunday on the 15th with the Icewind Trekkers, I believe. But actually, no, that's Father's Day in this country, so I don't know on that one. Actually, thinking about it, we'll keep you up to date on that one because. But yeah, bye for now. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.